7:30 a.m., 1039 FM, Jocks, Huntsville. This is Off the Bench. We're getting ready for another action-packed Saturday here, and we're going to be leading you all the way up to the 11 o'clock kickoff of Michigan and Ohio State. Up in the big house, we've got a very, very anticipated rivalry week this week, and it is going to be probably the best weekend of college football we have seen all year. We are live here at Field Day here in Huntsville. And I will say this place it's looking beautiful right now.
It's pretty sweet with all the Christmas and everything going on. This is a pretty cool place, right?
They've got their holiday pop-up Grinch themed bar all the way running and through the holiday season into January. Phenomenal kind of scene here. I think they said they had $3,000 worth of Christmas decorations in here.
He said it took 3 days to put it all up.
3 days, man. And it is one spectacular thing to see here. Of course, Iron Bowl kickoff here today as well. They're going to have a pregame all the way up until the game, the night game tonight in Jordan-Hare. It's going to be a spectacle to see today because this bar is going to fill up, and man, I think it'd be probably wall to wall, game to game over here. If you can see on the screen here, you can see the bar sitting over here behind us, other side actually, right over there, self-service bar. And it's dangerous, but it's pretty fun.
Hey, Kels, remember you're on the radio. Those radio guys cannot see.
I understand that. Yes, I understand that.
For you, those of you that are on the radio listening right now, pull up your phones, go to YouTube, like and subscribe on YouTube so that you can also see that Kelsey's pointing the wrong direction towards the bar. But
you can see multiple things here.
It's still early. You shouldn't be able to point to the bar this early.
Still early. We're still working out all the kinks and everything here. Of course, they got all the games you want here. Mini golf over here, full 18 holes. They got darts. They got a big old claw back there. They got bowling, axe throwing.
It's actually got a golf simulator back there that includes other sports like baseball, rugby, and lacrosse. So I'm very tempted to see how terrible I am at anything other than just your regular sports.
All right, so what is today? It's Iron Bowl Day, guys.
It's Rivalry Week.
It's Rivalry Week. Pop keeps going back to just Iron Bowl. I get it. We're in Alabama. It's the big game.
He wanted to talk about this Wednesday night.
He did. He was pushing for Wednesday night. Of course, we still have Tennessee and Vanderbilt today. Let's not forget about that. The games that happened last night, we saw a Texas takedown, a Texas A&M. A&M's out of the SEC championship.
They are out.
Oh, that one upset me, though. I'll be honest with you guys. As a diehard Alabama fan, I did not want to end up playing Georgia twice this year. It seems like every year Bama has to play Georgia twice. And there are programs within the SEC that don't play them but once every 4 years.
We were one of those programs
for the
longest time. Yeah. And it seems like we've played them once or twice every year for the past 8 years, maybe.
Something like
6-8 years.
Assuming that we take
which is a lot. It is at night in Jordan-Hare. There's some voodoo, some witchcraft. There are people burning sage and everything across the loveliest village on the plains.
What happened last time we played at night in Jordan-Hare? I think it was called the Grave Digger. 4th and 31.
4th and 31. 4th and goal from the 31.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember right, it's been 4 straight years since Auburn has won an Iron Bowl.
That is correct.
Okay, before that, they have
a
4-0 record against Alabama in Jordan-Hare at night.
Yes.
They have a 4 now. Granted, okay, that was back when Alabama was on probation.
Mm-hmm.
It's all these transitionary teams when they decided to play at night in Jordan-Hare. I think it was first year Saban. Sounds right. First year right. Saban. Okay. Yeah. And there was 2 other years where it was kind of off kilter and it wasn't the greatest year for Alabama. But nevertheless, that's excuses. Okay. And now it's a time to put forth those excuses. It's Kalen DeBoer, DJ Durkin at night in Jordan-Hare, just a couple of days before Auburn's going to announce their new coach. This game has implications on being one of the biggest games of the future for both programs. With the DeBoer rumors heating up to Penn State, if that possibly happens, win or loss could impact that today. This could impact Kiffin's decision, like it or not. Maybe he's the preferred backup for Kalen DeBoer at Alabama. Okay. And then who Auburn's going to go with at head coach?
I think Auburn's going to finally get the guy they've been trying to get. I think. I honestly, I'm sitting here at 5 past 8 a.m. and I think Kiffin is staying at Ole Miss. I think he's gotten some wise advice. I'd heard rumors that last Saturday, Pat McAfee and Nick basically called him out on game day about the legacy that he has created at Ole Miss and what he's doing there. And for him to have the greatest season in Ole Miss football history and be like, y'all, good luck, and right off to LSU, which doesn't seem like right now it's got all of its ducks in a row. So is it really a better gig is ultimately the question. Can he win a national championship at LSU? Absolutely. Can he win one at Ole Miss is the question.
Well, I mean, if the Ducks fall in his favor today from a game perspective, let's say Alabama were to lose this evening, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so who does Georgia end up playing in the SEC championship?
That'd be Ole Miss.
And that would be Kiffin's chance at a championship.
Of any sort.
Of any sort. He has not won one throughout his career.
Well, that was kind of my point earlier this week. What did he do what did he do in Tennessee? What did he do in USC in Southern California? What did he do with the Raiders?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Sure. Did he have a run with Bama when he was the offensive coordinator? You better believe he did. But that's really about it.
So something that you sent me last night, me and Dad were talking about at dinner, was the fact that, of course, we talked about Kiffin's father passing away back in September. Kiffin's father was a coach under Lane at Ole Miss for the past couple years in his life.
Right.
Okay. This was the last place that Monty Kiffin and Lane Kiffin coached together. Is this a home that Lane is going to rely on and keep going back to and saying, maybe this is just where I need to be? Because his father still walks the halls. The ghost of Monty Kiffin is still in those halls at Ole Miss, in the locker room. Does that have an impact on his decision?
I think ultimately it does. And I think if he's being truthful and honest about that, he has not made a decision and that there was going to be a lot of prayer, I believe was his exact quote yesterday before he called out some random reporter on the sideline before running to the locker room. Hilarious. I think in his heart, he wants to stay at Ole Miss, but the money is telling him, hey, go to LSU. But I'm telling you, every LSU coach not named Nick Saban has been ran out on a rail with the quickness. Ole Miss is not going to be mad if next season he's 7-3.
No.
LSU, he goes 7-3 next season, and they're going to start questioning, how much they're paying, because ultimately they're going to be paying him. What do we hear? $90 million over 6 years.
I think it's 7.
Over 7 years. That's I don't know how much is in your bank account, but that's a lot of money.
Generational wealth.
And I think it also, you talk about the NIL money that has been guaranteed as part of that as well. $25 million a year guaranteed NIL. That's a lot to spend on a team.
That is but that's not that much. From my understanding, the way this whole lawsuit happened with the NCAA, the schools have to spend $22 million anyway.
Yep.
So are we talking 22 plus 25? So we're talking $47 million, or has LSU agreed to pay an extra $3 million?
It's probably an extra. It's somewhere in the boosters coming in through a back door somewhere. It could be, because it's not like it's going to be regulated. So if you missed it yesterday, some of the biggest news yesterday was Florida was officially out of the race for Kiffin.
Right. They dropped out.
They accepted that they were not going to get Kiffin. They dropped out.
On, Kels?
Okay. Their number one target that I could think of right now would be one of two people. It'd be Jeff Brom from Louisville, who's working on an extension right now actively with Louisville, but there's still an open door there. Or Summerall from Tulane. Huntsville ties, all that stuff. A lot of people think he could go to Auburn, maybe use a replacement at Ole Miss. All this is waiting on Kiffin's decision. Brom is also going to be, of course, if Kiffin decides not to go to LSU, Brom will probably be the number one on their list, because both of their other two guys they just signed extensions with their school. That would be Clark Lea at Vanderbilt and Missouri's Eli Drinkwitz.
Yep. Who signed a extension not that long ago.
Yeah, both coaches just signed extensions, so they're out. They're not going to LSU.
So, as far as Auburn is concerned, I've heard rumors that Auburn has kind of given a, not necessarily an ultimatum, but hey, we want you to we want to know that you're with us. To
DJ.
Yes,
DJ Durkin.
Not Durkin. The guy from Huntsville.
Oh, Summerall.
Oh,
see, Summerall's going to wait for this Kiffin decision.
Which Auburn is the be alls at end all at Auburn hate.
Because if he goes to LSU, Summerall, Ole Miss's first option is going to be Summerall.
Right.
This guy's poised to have an SEC job.
Yeah, he's going to have an SEC job by the end of the year. He's going to be wearing the logo and saying it means more and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
But Auburn wants him to make a decision before Kiffin because they want to say, we got our guy. We didn't wait for this whole Kiffin thing. We got our guy. And Auburn is begging for somebody to want the Auburn job.
Well, and the biggest issue is, and this has kind of been pushed by Matt Brown as well, former quarterback for USC, if I remember right. He's been pushing this throughout the years. There's been, and so is Pops over here, to his credit, is there's been so many coach firings this year. Okay. But their quantity over quality is just not there.
Correct.
Okay? There's more quantity than quality right now. Okay. The problem is not 30 teams can't be coached by Kiffin. And that's been the reaction solely.
Selection at.
Yes. I mean, that has kind of been it solely. And there's nothing, all these schools are just waiting for the scraps that are being picked up from LSU, and then initially from Ole Miss, maybe.
Could he coach LSU on Saturday and then the Saints on Sunday?
Possibly. I think it's more likely than the Titans than the Saints, though.
That's true. The Saints could use the Titans could use a lot.
Well, there was one point Kiffin was reportedly talking with Titans management, but it's kind of once LSU offered, I think that went away.
So it seems like Kiffin wants to say college, and you're right. There has been so many coaches fired that you kind of now look at Virginia Tech at this point look like geniuses. They were like, yeah, we'll take that guy. The guy that Penn State doesn't like anymore, the guy that can't win the big game. Yeah. We love him. Come on down for Tech Franklin. Yeah.
Is set up for you have 15 years of guaranteed success with Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You can't win the big one. Okay. The ACC doesn't have a big game comparable to what he has been playing. He has seen what the ACC can offer.
I mean, it's going to be
his only issue that I would see is recruiting, and that's getting kids to commit to an ACC school rather than a Big Ten or an SEC school.
Are y'all talking about Franklin?
Yeah.
I was completely distracted there. What do you think about where the recruiting pool came from when VT was in its heyday? The recruiting pool came from the Hampton Roads, Virginia area. Mm-hmm. That was Michael Vick, the two Vick brothers that were there. That area right there, there's a lot of
untapped
that come out of there.
He could easily go into that DC, Maryland area, and he's going to attempt to make it sound like this is his pitch.
Well,
come to Virginia Tech. I'm going to treat you like a Big Ten team at Virginia Tech.
Yes, but the issue is you're not a Big Ten team. Now, I see what you're saying, though. As it in recruiting wise with Franklin is you look around and if you make this your recruiting base right there in Hampton Roads, right there, that DC area, all that, make that your recruiting base.
That's Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads, DC, Baltimore.
Okay, go get a wide receiver in a corner from Florida, one a year, not even one a year.
One guy from California.
A guy from California. A couple defensive ends from Texas.
An SEC school.
A couple defensive ends from Texas.
And if you start doing that, you're going to pull one or two from North Carolina or South Carolina. You're going to start pulling a couple of those guys. They're going to look and go, all right, do I want to play for 6-time Super Bowl champion Bill Belichick, who's 107 years old with a 18-year-old girlfriend, or do I want to go play for Franklin, who's put some guys in the NFL? That's one of the biggest recruiting tools that Alabama uses every year. I remember seeing the posters. In my opinion, the greatest recruiting in the history of history is Nick Saban started sending recruit kids these posters, and one of them was the first check of all the Alabama guys who had gone to play in the NFL. And it had like the number of just what their first check was, not their, he signed a $25 million contract, just their first check. And he mailed that out to all the recruits. The following year, it's all their jerseys and everything. So when you start, say what you will, that Monday Night Football game that we all sit down and watch, and you hear, Tua Tagovailoa, the University of Alabama.
Yeah.
And you hear, Devontae Smith, the University of Alabama. You hear that clicks in these kids' head. So if Franklin at Virginia Tech could do that, that is what. There's nothing else fighting against him in the ACC. He's got the opportunity to say, we're the best team in the ACC. We're going to go to the playoffs.
That's until, look, I mean, we're going to see a resurgence, just like we're going to see of LSU, who is a sleeping giant in college football right now. LSU hasn't been the greatest.
I don't think they're a sleeping giant. I think they've always been a giant.
I think they're, but right now they're sleeping. I think that's
you're assuming Kiffin's going to LSU.
Assuming Kiffin's going. No, not just assuming. You put a coach down there in the right situations, who hires the right staff, who can get the kids in there. You should have no issue.
But if you're an 18-year-old kid who's thinking about going to LSU, and you've heard all this chatter about how great Lane Kiffin is, and you haven't signed on the dotted lines, or even worse, you've signed on the dotted lines and the transfer portal opens up, why wouldn't you transfer to Ole Miss if he stays?
Well, you would. I think a lot of kids, 25% of this Ole Miss team is going to transfer to wherever Kiffin goes.
Right. Oh, yeah. Chambly, the
Trinidad Chambliss.
Trinidad Chambliss is going to.
Kawan Lacey. Yeah, I don't know. I think Lacey's a junior.
Yeah, so he could go to the league.
So the Ole Miss is going to feel the pain that Bama felt once.
If Kiffin leaves, Ole Miss is going to be lucky to win 4 ball games next season.
100%. Yeah. 7:30 a.m. 103.9 FM. Jocks, Huntsville. This is Off the Bench. We are live here at Field Day. We're going to talk to the owner here, Matt, in just a second. But we are going to take a quick break right now, and we'll be right back on the other side. 7:30 a.m., 103.9 FM, Jocks Huntsville. This is Off the Bench. We're live here at Field Day, having a wonderful time. And looks like we're having a little tech issues over here. Richie is on tech right now, and looks like Pop stepped away. He's coming back to help out. Are we good over here?
I think we sound better.
Okay.
My mic's all kinds of.
Are we good?
Y'all are being crazy over here.
Can't hear, so you're on radio.
Yes, we are good over here as far as I'm concerned over here. We're here with Matt, owner of Field Day. Matt, this is one incredible place. The Christmas decorations are on point.
Yeah.
I mean, they are really out there, and I think it's amazing for the holiday season. Really getting into the spirit here. And we're here with games. We got holiday season coming out. I don't think there's a better place to be in Huntsville this afternoon than coming over here and watching the games.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, I built this place to be an extension of your backyard where you could come, hang out with your friends, family, watch the game. And I think I've done that. And excited to bring everybody here for my first Iron Bowl in Alabama.
So this is your first one in Alabama. So where were you at this time last year?
So this time last year, I was in Greenville, South Carolina. And, you know, they have rivalries like Clemson and South Carolina. Of course, I'm from Kentucky, too. And we got Kentucky and Louisville. But it's nothing like Alabama and Auburn.
So where does your allegiance lie within college football? Have you joined the Alabama train? Have you jumped on the Auburn train, I forbid? Or are you sticking with Kentucky over there or Louisville?
Well, you know, the benefit of always being a Kentucky fan is they've never really been great in football.
Yes. Yeah.
But when basketball season comes around, it feels appropriate where I can root for them. But here in Alabama now, they've come up on the basketball train and really started performing really well. But hey, Alabama football is good for business. So I am all about Alabama football right now.
So I can meet you in the middle when it comes to terms with college basketball, as we are Kentucky fans.
Okay.
We do stick to our allegiances there. But as you were talking about with Kentucky football, I mean, I have kind of grown up with pops in my ear of who to go for, what we're talking about, right, and stuff like that. When we moved to Alabama, it became all about Alabama football. But during Kentucky basketball season, it's all big blue over there.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And
So,
you know, Kentucky's had a history of keeping coaches way too long, and that seems to be the case with Stoops.
well, Stoops, it looks like it is, and it looks like they're having issues. Some are all like we were talking about just a little bit earlier. He is open for all these SEC jobs right now that are open or could become open. It looks like they're going to run out of time for that one. Mitch Barnhart, it looked like a lot of people were pressuring for him to get fired because of how he's handled the football program the last couple of years. It doesn't look like that's happening either. So it looks like Stoops is hanging around for a little bit longer.
Yeah, looks like not a good thing for Kentucky football, though.
All right, so rivalry week this afternoon. A lot of games going on over here at Field Day. It's going to be an incredible time. Of course, the big game, Ohio State, Michigan. I'll tell you what. Let's go to the list of games today, Matt, and let's see what you think is gonna happen today. Can I get you on that one?
Yeah.
He was not prepared for
He was not prepared for this. I've put Matt on the pedestal today.
We'll start with the big game. Me versus Kelsey at putt-putt.
You know, I've got you for putt-putt.
Okay.
You know, I've seen you walking the course. I've seen you down on your hands and knees reading the greens.
Had to check the wind speed in here. It's it seems like it's ready for me to.
Yeah, I've got your advantage by 3 strokes.
Oh, okay.
So
Sounds like we're going to get competitive.
I had to get the hard game out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, get them prepared.
All right, here's another one for you then. Where's Lane Kiffin going?
Ooh, I think he stays at Ole Miss.
You think he stays at Ole Miss?
I think he stays.
He's kind of sticking at Ole Miss here.
Yeah.
It's the troll job, man. I think he's been doing this all along. I think he knew he was staying. The way those boys came out and played yesterday against the Mississippi State, they played with their hair on fire the whole game. I think this has been a troll job the whole way.
It's interesting. I don't know if it would be a troll job the whole way. I think there is a legit offer out there for him to go to LSU.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't know if I think Kiffin has been decided. Now, I know he had the real human moment yesterday when talking about his father in the press conference, as his father passed away in September, wishing he had his advice to go on for this opportunity. And he said he was going to rely on Saban and Coach Carroll, their advice moving forward for this. But I think that decision has already been made in the back of his mind that he is either staying or going. I don't think there's an in between. I don't think he's sitting there thinking today, freaking out. What do I do? Do I make this last second decision like Saban did when he retired?
I will tell you this. I saw a TikTok yesterday of Tim Tebow discussing his recruiting, and that he was going back and forth, and he, loved both teams and both programs and all the people there. And he called his dad, and his dad said, well, if it came down to one person, who is it? And he said, oh, it's Urban Meyer. And he said, well, there you go. That's it. So he calls Alabama and says, hey, I'm going to Florida. And the coach at Alabama says, hey, what, you're going to do a great job no matter where you go. We're happy for you. I hope you love. And he hangs up the phone. And he goes, Dad, that's the coach I'm supposed to play for. He goes, that's who I'm supposed to play for. And he's supposed to go on in like a couple minutes to pick the hat. And he tries to call Urban to tell Urban he's coming to Florida.
Yeah.
And Urban doesn't answers the phone, but it cuts out. And he never actually tells Urban that he's coming to Florida. And he's fixing to walk on stage, and he tells his dad, I never told him I was going to Florida. I could still pick Alabama right now. So that's how close Tebow came to picking Alabama and going to Alabama. I think, yes, there's this back and forth, but I think deep down inside, Kiffin wants to stay at stay at Ole Miss if Ole Miss will do what they're willing to agree to do. I mean, if we're only talking about a $3 million difference, we're not talking about a whole lot.
I don't know if it's a $3 million difference. I mean, if let's say Ole Miss were to counter and get into the range of it doesn't have to be $90 million. No. Okay. You get into the range of what they're talking about. You don't have to match the deal. If he doesn't have to get up, move, go get a new house, which has already been reported that he has in Baton Rouge. But if he hasn't done that yet, and you can prevent all these things from moving to maybe even call up Whit Weeks and say, hey, transfer over here to Ole Miss, right? Get his daughter's boyfriend over there, something like that. You can prevent all these things. So, Matt, we do have a hard break here, but I'll tell you what, we're going to come back with you next hour, 10:15 break, all right? We're going to come back, and we're going to pick some games with you.
Got it.
All right? Sweet. All right, Matt, perfect. This is it off the bench here live at Field Day. We're having a wonderful time over here. Come over here at 11 o'clock or anytime past then. They got games happening. It's an Alabama pregame today. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to be hanging out here with you for a little bit. This is Off the Bench. 7:30 a.m., 103.9 FM, Jocks, Huntsville. This is Off the Bench. We are live here at Field Day, getting ready for an amazing week of college football. They're going to have an Iron Bowl pregame here that is going to be electric. I can feel the electricity starting to come in here. Nobody's in here yet. They allowed us early access.
Somebody's in here already.
But there was a weird Texas fan that just walked in today.
I don't want to talk
wearing
about
this gear that I thought is phenomenal, honestly. But if you were live here, if you want to see us on YouTube, you can do so at Off the Bench CFB show and see Mr. Ray Lopez here and see how he's dressed up here. Ray Flores.
Ray.
I apologize, Ray.
So nice. They named him twice.
I apologize.
That's right.
He's dressed up to the tents here, celebrating his Texas victory last night. The Longhorns taking down the Aggies.
Yes, sir.
In a phenomenal game, I thought.
It was a lovely game.
And Richie's a little hurt by this. He did not want to play A&M.
No, I wanted to play A&M.
Oh, you did want to play A&M.
Yeah, I don't want to play Georgia.
Yes.
Again, it's hard enough to beat a good team once. It's very difficult to beat a great team twice. And I honestly right now think Georgia is head and shoulders the best team in the country right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that, but Alabama and Georgia is always the best game of the year, in my opinion. Always, bar nothing. Okay, when you're playing in Tuscaloosa East, though, otherwise known as Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Yeah.
Or is it the Superdome? That's the stadium.
It's the stadium. Yeah, it's the stadium.
They dropped the
name. Yeah,
they dropped the Mercedes-Benz in Louisiana, didn't they? Yeah, in New Orleans. Caesars, yes. So Tuscaloosa East over there. I thought, but a game only, 30 minutes away from Athens.
Yeah.
Never good news when it's a neutral site game, but their fans are only half hour away, and they're supposed to split the stadium. But let's be honest, does that actually happen?
Not all the time, no.
No.
I heard reports that if, as of about 48 hours ago, Georgia and Ohio State would be the closest spread of any game, and on a neutral field, Ohio State would be a 1-point favorite.
That's really.
And I would take Georgia.
I don't know why. Where was this buying in from Georgia? I don't get it. I really don't. I think Georgia has been a good team throughout the year, and they've played better in the last couple of weeks. They've really gotten their O-line in a good place. They're running the ball really well. But are we really sitting here and thinking Georgia would be, if Ohio State's 1, would they be 2? It's if they had the actual record to back it up.
I think right now, if everything goes the way, obviously, as an Alabama fan, I hope the next couple of days go, or the next few hours go. I think Ohio State is going to beat Michigan today, most likely. We'll officially do that when Pick'em's. Ohio State would beat Indiana in the Big Ten championship. They're the 1 seed. I think Georgia beats whoever they play, whether it's Alabama or Ole Miss in the SEC championship game. That is your 1 and 2 right there. I think Indiana falls to 3, and I think Texas A&M or Texas Tech, gets the 4 seed, dropping A&M to the 5 at the highest. And they would host a playoff game at Kyle Field.
Okay, so discussing rankings, one of the biggest reasons we had Ray come sit over here with us.
My feelings are still hurt.
Where does Texas go in all this? Because I believe that Texas should be in the playoff after they beat the number 3 team in the country yesterday. But yet a lot of people want to say Texas no-go.
3 losses.
I understand the 3 losses.
It's going to be tough. Rules are rules, man. Alabama was in the same position last year. And remember, I was giving y'all say, you guys 3 losses. Well, I'm in the same position this year. The rules are rules, right? I mean, you can hold it up. They beat the number 3 team in the nation, and they held the number 1 team. They lost 7 points the first game of the season. But still, they've come a long way. But
okay, so
what it is.
I will ask this very simple question when it comes to this answer. Are we taking the 12 best teams or the 12 teams with the least number of losses?
Ow.
Because if that's the case, why in the world would Texas schedule Ohio State?
Right.
Why in the world did Miami?
We're talking about good wins good losses for Notre Dame.
But why?
Or does the first week of the season not matter anymore?
Right. Well, if it's 13 weeks ago, does it? I mean, it's if we don't want to talk about the first season of Nick Saban, let's not talk about the first week of this season, if that's the case. Because hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
You can say what you want. Oh, Texas got 3 losses. They have been the best team up against Ohio State all season. We can say what we want, that it was 72 years ago. That feels like, when that game kicked off. It was I think, a very sloppy played game. It was a 14-7 victory. So they held Ohio State to the least number of points. They were the closest to beating Ohio State of any team they've played all season. If Texas schedules East Texas State Women's Penitentiary week 1.
They got a tough old line, man.
You got to be careful. They'll shank you if you're not careful. Right. Texas is now 10-2 with coming off of the best win. Pop's got me Wednesday night with the best win of the season. Last night, technically by the numbers, is the best win of the season. They beat the number 3 team in the country.
Yeah.
If we're talking about a 10-2 Texas right now, who just came off of a victory over Texas A&M, they're ranked above Oklahoma, who they beat, who's ranked above Alabama, who they beat, still behind Georgia, still ahead of Vandy. You're telling me that scheduling matters, strength of schedule matters, strength of record matters, and then you're going to tell me, oh, because y'all actually played a really good team in week 1, sorry, sucks that y'all lost that game. Have a nice day.
Always the biggest hit with the committee is they do never have selected the best 4 teams in the country. Okay. Yeah. And when I think of best 4 teams in the country, I want to look at strength of schedule. I understand the reliance on the eye test. They use it way too much. Right. The reliance on the eye test is it becomes a joke in a certain way because, yes, this team can pass the eye test, so to speak, but yet they're going to go lose games to teams that are not ranked and things like that. That's the problem we get with the eye test, okay? The committee is never consistent with their criteria. What I want is the committee to find the best 12 schools in the country to play at the end of the year for the college football national championship. Yeah. They haven't done that, okay? In my belief, Texas would be in that argument.
Yes.
To be up there with the top 12 teams in the country. Okay. Tuesday is going to be a weird day.
Yeah. So they have to jump. Just think about it. 16, just to make that cut. You got to make at least the 6 to 7 spots. You got to get on number 9 or number 10 to be able to be considered, because you always got those wild cards,
right?
That are going to come in and push you out.
Well, if you're
about 6 to 7 spots,
if you're a Texas fan today, you woke up this morning a huge Texas Tech fan, a huge Washington fan, a huge Ohio State fan. Am I missing any crazy ones in there that you're?
I mean, it doesn't have any effect within the SEC. What happens?
Yeah, Washington and Pitt. You're a big Pitt fan today because you want Miami to get out of the way. You got some crazy stuff that could fall. The problem is they're not going to put in 6 SEC schools.
No, you will get 5.
Right. So let's say Alabama goes on and beats Auburn and goes and plays that magical extra game that we've discussed. So we know Georgia's in. We know Ole Miss is in. I'm 98% sure Texas A&M is in. You're then down to Alabama, Oklahoma, Texas for 2 spots. You beat Oklahoma. You beat Texas Tech, or Texas A&M, excuse me. Could they jump Alabama with Alabama only playing Auburn and then going and playing Georgia and getting beat by Georgia? Let's say Georgia beats Alabama by 10 next weekend. Could you drop Alabama out of the playoff with their 3rd loss? It'd be the last 2 of the last 2 of the last 4 games of the season, and put in Texas.
If Alabama loses the Iron Bowl, they're out.
Oh, absolutely. I'm saying Alabama wins the Iron Bowl, but loses to Georgia next week.
You won't see Texas jump them. they don't have the wins to back up what they have lost besides the A&M win.
Texas did lose to Georgia. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they're not going to jump to.
No.
In my scenario, Georgia's the number 2 team in the country.
I have to agree.
So you would at that point you're looking at Alabama losing Georgia because at that point Georgia's now revenged their only loss of the season.
Yeah.
So it's easy. They're the number 2 team in the country, and they'd be perfectly fine with that. Okay, you don't get to pick what color jersey you wear in Miami if you make it that far. Like nobody's going to be that upset in Georgia.
7:30 a.m. 103.9 FM, Jocks Huntsville. We're going to give it up to Ray Flores over here. Coming to join us in for the segment. He's welcome to stay, welcome to go. Doesn't matter to us. This is Off the Bench. We are live at Field Day. Come join us here at 11 o'clock. They got an Iron Bowl pregame happening all day up until the game. Of course, the holiday theme here is on point, and their holiday theme pop-up bar, Grinch pop-up bar, is going to be up until January. Come out here, join us today. It's going to be a very electric type of atmosphere in here, and it's just going to be such a fun day here with us here. This is Off the Bench, and we'll be right back. 7:30 a.m. 103.9 FM, Jocks, Huntsville. This is Off the Bench. We are live here at Field Day in Huntsville, right off of University Drive, and of course, Research Park over there as well. Having a phenomenal time this morning. We're getting ready for a huge day, a pregame, Iron Bowl pregame party here at Field Day, and from what I've heard, it's going to be electric.
We're having a better time than the kid from Michigan trying to kick a football.
We are. Did he shank the other one?
He shanked the second one.
He shanked two in a row here
for a mill.
For a mill, man. Oh, man.
But yes, Field Day. This place is absolutely insanely awesome. The merch is cool. I made a joke about the wallpaper in the bathrooms are actually quite hilarious. It's a scene.
This whole thing is themed everywhere. You've got a Christmas theme over here in the corner. Of course, we got the Christmas trees up, presents underneath the tree, Grinch over there hanging out, sneaking right behind the tree. You've got TVs galore in here. Watch any game you want to, okay? Not only that, you have mini golf, a full 18 holes. Every one of them is themed. We got Shake and Bake over here. We got Happy Gilmore all over the wall, okay? No issues there. You got Pac-Man. You got football. You got the Claw. I think that's a Toy Story reference over there.
It is.
Claw.
The Claw.
Little Toy Story. You've got this whole themed out place. This mini golf course is phenomenal. And that's not the only thing over here. You have bowling. You have axe throwing. You have simulators over here. Golf simulators. I think you can play baseball.
Lacrosse. There's rugby.
The coolest thing in this whole place is the outside area.
As I say,
you've
that's
got
just
huge
inside.
TVs outside. Okay, top it all off. Self-serve bar system. It's an incredible system.
And then Matt was talking this morning for the game tonight, the Iron Bowl. It's a night game.
Yeah.
The screen's going to be popping, and they've got the infrared heaters out there.
It's going to be warm. They're going to get you taken care of here. All the amenities you need. Sit up here, have a drink, play some games. It's going to be a fun time. And this is just what an incredible place we have here in Huntsville. A place that kind of been lacking, that Huntsville's kind of been lacking for a while. It's a big entertainment space.
Yeah. I mean, you could have I jokingly said you could have a bar mitzvah here. There's a lot of room, a lot of seats. This is a fun place to come. Bring the kids, bring the whole family. It's not it's not your, dark sports bar where, but this is a family friendly place. Bring the kids, bring everybody, and come out and have a good time.
Of course, it is you can bring the whole fam here, and it'd be a wonderful time. In fact, we did that, and we had a great Friday night here that night.
We had the crew here.
We had the whole crew here. Ray joined us. It was phenomenal. It's a great night. Guys, if you want to follow us on any social media, you can go to YouTube and find us at Off the Bench CFB Show there. On Facebook, at Off the Bench. On Instagram, Off the Bench WUMP. The link tree is set up there. You can go find that, and you will see all of our social medias on the platform there. It's all in one place. Go find us on any link on any of our social medias, and you can find all of us. You can find every one of them. Cool. 7:30 a.m., 103.9 FM, Jocks Huntsville. This is it for the YouTube side. We're going to be continuing with radio on the other side up until kickoff, until 11 o'clock, Ohio State and Michigan. This is Off the YouTube.